What up, tubers? Welcome back to another draft here on Arena. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your Magic card needs. Felt a burp there, excuse me. Some more... some more Tarkir Dragonstorm. I've now gone through all of the mono-colored decks of the format. Most of them were on stream. So if you want to check the live section out, you can see that the last couple of days. And actually, we did really well. Let's go into this pack real quick before I delve more into that. But opened a Sinkhole Surveyor. Very, very nice 2-drop. Can just win the game on its own. Takes over very quickly. Dragonstorm's good. Forecaster's decent. Vanguard's solid. Bivouac always great. Exhale fantastic. And even the Fortress Kinguard is like a very good 2-drop in this format. But Surveyor... 2-mana flyer, can win the game on its own. Very hard to pass that up. I just want to expound upon the fact that this format, for me, again, I don't want to poop in your soup. If you're enjoying the format, great. The drafting portion, to me, is the best part of it. Every time I get into a game, it just feels so redundant, so repetitive. Either, you or your opponent are playing some kind of Boros aggro deck, or you're running up against 4 or 5 color dragons / control-y decks. Obviously, there will be other decks in the format. People will still draft, their Jeskai decks, their Teamer decks and stuff, but the games are not scripted so much to say as that it just feels the same. That's why I've been forcing these monocolor decks to try to breathe some life into it. Let's second pick the Disruptive Stormbrood here. Fantastic. Early kill spell plus flyer later on. Sweep is excellent. Butcher, Rally, all good. There was also a Globe in that pack, notably. Like, I'm going to take the Sagu Wildling here, and I already feel like that's going to push me into doing, 3+ colors. Lion Weight, also very good. But Sagu Wildling's one of the best commons, and it happens just go real nicely into a dragon / multicolor deck, just like this Bivouac is. Anyways, going back to the forced monocolor decks, they actually did really, really well. The only one that failed was the mono white deck, and that's because white wasn't open, period. I had very little 2-drops, and I was playing a bunch of filler. But mono red got 7 wins. Mono blue got to 5 wins. Mono black got up to 4 or 5 wins. And mono green got to 6 wins before losing in the final game. So... it was fun. It was really fun to change things up and do something outside of the norm. But obviously, if you want to draft correctly, you don't want to do that type of thing. Venerated Stormsinger's pretty solid, as is Marshall. Those are both really good black cards. Monument's great. Dismal Backwater, Focus the Mind. These cards want to be in the aggressive strategies. They don't really fit what I've taken so far. Though that's not to say I can't play them if I don't want to. I would guess that the Dismal Backwater is probably the safest pick here for us. Or rather, it's most likely to make the deck. But, keep an eye out. It's possible that I should be jumping into some kind of aggro deck over there. I'm going to take the Leopard. This is a fantastic filler 2-drop. Maybe even better than filler. Maybe it's just a decent 2-drop. Tons of good artifacts and enchantments to blow up in the format. I really do like aggressive negotiations as well. And if we ended up in like a green-black +1/+1 counter deck, I would want to pick up at least 2 negotiations. Okay, that's a pretty late skimmer. That card has a lot of value. Essence Anchor, similar style card. There's a Gurmag, there's a land, another Leopard. I will take that skimmer and see what happens. Technique versus a Roamer's Routine. There are some decks where I really like the Roamer's Routine. Especially in Teamer-ish decks. Because you often have 3 or 4 mana creatures that have 4 power. So you can harmonize it for 1 mana. I'll take that over the first Disruptive. This is a pretty nice wheel, as I think Dispelling Exhale is one of the best commons in the format. There is a Forecaster here too, which I think I could definitely take right now. But this is a guarantee play, whereas this, if I don't pick up the Globes or the whatever that other dragon is called, might not be a play. Negotiation versus land. Yeah, we just have plenty of fixing now. We might run the Dusty as a top-end card, if we deem that necessary. Okay, pretty bad pack 2 open here. Stillness in Motion. There was that one draft where my opponent played 2 of them, and they had, like, Ugin and stuff in their deck, and it was really cool. They lost, but I give them props. We could stick to Sultai, do more of a Sultai graveyard theme deck. That doesn't look like a bad place to be if we want to just take like Sage of the Fang or Procession. I still think Dispelling is better though, even if we end up in Sultai. We already have, what, 2 dragons? We'll probably pick up a couple more. I like the Exhales a lot. Yeah, there's another dragon, for example. And I'm going to take that over Dragon's Prey. I think Dragon's Prey is a solid removal spell, but it kind of feels bad in the format a lot of the times. I mean, I don't think you're going to ever cut it from your deck. But sometimes your opponent plays a dragon, you're holding open 3 mana, and you're just like, okay, I need to wait until my following turn, you know? Wow, 3 Disruptive Stormbroods if we want to, or a second Sagu Wildling. That is crazy good. So, base green and maybe even black. I mean, this could just be like a Sultai Dragons. I think this is a really interesting choice. The second Wildling versus the third Stormbrood is probably close. For mana sake, for fixing sake, I like the Wildling. I think either one was very good. So we're already going to be shaving down to, at most, 16 lands. Another Dispelling Exhale. There's a Stalwart Successor here. Yeah. I mean, I think the green-black 1/1 counter strategy is available. Okay. And a Relic now, too. Wow, this is a really good pack. Relic for the 5-color. Thornwood Falls for just solid Sultai Fixian. Champion of Dusan is a really solid, aggressive 3-drop. Snakeskin. You know what? I wonder if in this... Like, if I just cut and go green-black, take the champion here, the deck could end up better. For sure. But the power of the blue, I'm going to take the Relic. And we already have such good fixing that throwing away the other colors is probably not right. Sultai Devotee versus Jungle Hollow. Let's take the creature, as this one also fixes for us. Wow, Rakshasa's Bargain 7th pick is huge. Obviously, we would run this even if we weren't playing blue, but we are, so excellent. Okay, a bunch of playable cards here. I think I'll take the champ now. Still a decent chance, I think, that I end up cutting the blue. If we can get some, like, formation breakers and stuff, I think we'll have a really solid start to just sticking to green-black. I suppose that can be my next test of things. I've done all the mono colors now. Maybe I can do all of the 2-color pairs. Sage of the Fang coming back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is now feeling... Oh, the Kish the Skimmer is such a good splash, though, if I end up playing the +1/+1 counter theme, right? Because you'll have all those graveyard cards that are relevant. This is tough. I think you take the Inoc, but like I said, I think the negotiations are really good. Guess I wouldn't run the Roamer's routine if we were just straight green-black. Could run the Legacy. Snakeskin Veil is perfect. We were hoping to get at least one of those. And 2 versus a second champion. I think both of those are solid. I'm going to take the second skin. So green-black, maybe Splashing Skimmer could be fine. Opening an Inevitable Defeat. There is a second Skimmer, too. Maybe with 2 Skimmers running the Roamer's routine's fine again. Let's see. Sage, Champion, that's 2. Wayfarer, 3. I guess I don't even have that many things to combo with the Kishla Skimmer. Could be that Sibsig Appraiser is a better pickup here. But I'll take the flyer. It's the beginning of pack 3, so we have time to find some more. Okay, +1/+1 counter synergy creature, +1/+1 counter removal spell, just straight up removal spell, and a pummeler, which is more graveyard, +1/1 counter. This is an interesting choice here. What is my removal right now? Just the 2 Stormbroods? Oh, I guess I don't have that much removal, do I? Maybe I will still run these Exhales. I'll take the maneuver. Another Wildling, there's a Globe, there's an Alchemist, and a Gurmag. My dragon count is 4. The Globe's a pretty decent pick. My concern is that if I'm trying to go a top-end heavier deck, we're going to flounder to the actual big multicolor decks that have bombs. Because I don't have bombs, I just have synergy. So I'm going to take the Wildling here. Okay, well... 4th pick, Death Begets, I guess, is my choice now. That's a little awkward. Wow, Kotis, too. Yikes. Passing a Vanguard, Sultai Monument, another Gurmag. Okay. I have enough pump effects that the Kotis is good, and there's another pump effect. Okay, we're just straight up Sultai. Straight up Sultai with a Karakit Guardian. On the splash, we have the red fixing, we have the Bivouac, the Rugged, we have 3 Wildlings, running 1 Mountain's not gonna hurt. Sure. Hell, now even Teamer Monument makes the deck, probably. What are we cutting, then? I guess 1 Snakeskin. The Dussy now, too, is probably a cut. Resolve probably wants to make the deck. I think this is an always main deck card in green. Everybody has a flyer. I need 1 cut. You could try to get away with 15 lands, I guess. 3 Wildlings and a Monument. But that's a little greedy. Especially when I have an 8-mana spell in my deck. So green, blue, black, splash red. I mean, at that point, then I guess we do want the relic, don't we? And then the pummeler's excellent. Ay, too many playables. Gurmag's good here. Okay, so now maybe I end up cutting some of the +1/+1 counter theme. Which makes the skimmers worse, though, if I end up doing that. Sheesh. More streamline or more power? That's difficult. I need to cut at least 4, probably 5 cards. Okay, you know what can be easy cuts? Let's cut these and stick to Sultai, because I think we still have a very strong deck. The biggest loss is honestly probably the Relic, although the Guardian is nice with 2 Dispelling Exhales, but I still have 6 Dragons even. There's 3 Wildlings, 2 Stormbroods, and the Gold Keeper, yeah. I think cutting Sage of the Fang is probably okay, or cutting... The Gurmags are good, but maybe we don't need those either. Thing is, the Gurmags are good with the +1/+1 matters cards. But I can just cut both Gurmags and go like that. Okay, this seems solid. So 2 Backwaters, and the Bivouac is a blue-green land. We're not going to run the Highlands. Super heavy green in comparison here. 7, 8. We probably even want to go higher. 9 sources. And that's 3, 4, 5, 6 blue, 3, 4, 5 black. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Again, with 3 Sagu Wildlings. This just seems like a very cohesive, nice deck. My concern is that I might not be able to pressure the soup decks, the 5 color decks, fast enough. And then when that happens, they are going to eventually play stronger cards at their top end. But if we play against a bunch of Boros, I think we should be okay. 1 Sagu Wildling would make this hand amazing. There's a Wildling. I'm going to pitch one of our 2-drops since we have 2 of them. The Surveyor, we're going to just slam down on 2 and hope it wins the game outright. And if it doesn't, we have some longer-term plans. Okay, Forest, Teamer, Monument, so they might have kept more of a Dirtle hand that needs to fix and set up its mana in the first few turns, which would be good for the Surveyor. Oh man, this would be a really good skimmer hand. And they have the resolve. Good beats. Okay, let's just champion then. If I had gone Wildling plus Einok, I could play Gold Keeper next turn, but I like putting the pressure on. Roiling Dragonstorm, yeah. Probably a dragon deck. Though, how many colors we are not sure. Let's go Wildling for blue and pass. The other option that turn was to go Einok Wayfarer and hope that I hit an untapped land for Exhale, but that's a little bit risky, and I can still make the Einok Wayfarer plus hold up Exhale play next turn if they don't give me a good target for the Exhale this turn, which I think the Globe is worth. And yeah, they missed a land drop even. Skimmer of their own. So last turn their plan was like Globe into Skimmer, and that would have been good. Molten Exhale revealing their Durger. Sure. Alright, damage goes through. Don't need to kill any of those artifact or enchantments right now. Teamer, Tawny back. Okay. I guess this is the right play. It puts them on a 2-turn clock and forces them to either have a removal spell or hold up the dragon. The downside here is I'm tapping out, so if they do have a removal spell, I won't be able to kill the monument in response. Okay, that's fine. We could force a trade. I guess that's probably right. I don't know. Maybe this is not right, because now they get to attack with their Teamer Tawny back. Although, that thing has Vigilance anyways, but... yeah, okay, I probably shouldn't have attacked. Okay. Well, the Dragonstorm is making my Death Begets life worse. Since they've been able to keep churning through. Yeah, see, this is the problem. They might have some stronger top-end stuff. And especially if they're showing us a white source now. Oh, that's not good. Wow, Sage was actually really good there. Because if they don't tap down my Wildling, they would have to chump. And that loses them one of their drag, or at least it reshuffles that dragon later on. Oh, that is not a good sign. I don't really want to take full 8 there, even though if I draw a land for death, I draw one fewer card. Okay, so maybe they just they redrew their tap down dragon. Oh, we're gonna get them. Wow, they let me... did they mess up? Oh, they totally did. They let me draw a counter. Whew. Oh, wait! They can harmonize it off of the... Oh my god. 5, 9, 13. That's absurd. And there's a large part of me that wants to go grab a land there so that I can Death Begets next turn, but it's right to run out the dragon, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise I lose to a removal spell. That's insane! They were able to rebuff twice. Okay, untap land wins because it also kills enchantments, right? Come on, man. Oh my god. Well, that actually... As long as I don't draw a removal spell, I live another turn. Yeah, we just want to chump. We don't want to trade because we want to just draw land and draw the most cards we can. Come on, untap land, please. Are you kidding? That is the last of our wildlings. That's so stupid. There is no justice here, dude. I bet you they didn't realize they could harmonize the rebuff afterwards as well. Well, all things considered, I would say that was overall a good game, but that sucked. That we were stranded with death in hand. So, that maybe there was a turn I should have used to find another land. I don't think it was right, though. Like, look at how many turns we had to find another land. And instead we drew the land dragon, which was the perfect spew. Oh, that's frustrating. It was a good game. It was an unfortunate game. Man, and again, if we had one of our wildlings in this hand, it would be absolutely nuts. This is like the same hand. Oh my lord. God, this feels unlucky. Ah. But yeah, don't get me wrong. The last game was good. It just sucked. If that makes sense. Dude, that's frustrating. This is frustrating too. Our mana is fantastic, but we've had to mulligan too much. Oh, the fact that they could cast the rebuff twice was so brutal. Yeah, I guess I'll pitch the black card there. Ah. So sick. There's the wildling. I could counter the the devotee if I wanted, but I don't think it's worth it. Sure. I would main phase the bargain there if we didn't draw that fourth land. Ooh, the Dragonologist, that's nice. They find a knockout maneuver. If they want to maneuver their devotee on my pummeler, I'm okay with that, given the teamer devotee does not attack ever. They're giving me a good leopard target. But I have the Stormbrood as well, I can just hard cast. Sure. Okay, those are good. I guess I'll offer a trade here. Then once they do that, now I'll go ahead and Stormbrood. Because again, if they want to knock out on their teamer devotee to kill my Stormbrood, I am all for it. So if we draw another untapped land next turn, I'll probably just go Pummeler on the Stormbrood and smack. And just go all in on the Stormbrood over the next couple turns with Sage the following. Oh, they did want to make that play. Yeah, that's great. Sure. White. Okay. That does not seem right. However, maybe they have another artifact or enchantment that they want to save. That Codis is actually insane here, isn't it? With the Pummeler and the Sage of the Fang in the graveyard. This is going to be the best Cotis you've ever seen. That's good enough. Oh god, no! I remembered it can't be countered. That's funny. Shoot, if I Pummeler, I don't get to hold open the Exhale, so I think I'm just going to... This is still insane, right? 4-3 is great here. Could also try to slow things down a bit and play Successor first, but I don't think that's necessary. They do get to draw a card here, right? Yeah, Surok still draws them a card. That's pretty good. So, Codis, again, deals combat damage to player. Exile the top X cards of the library where X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their costs. So, very, very disgusting if it ever connects. For more than 2. I mean, 2's not very good, but... Like 4, you can start imagining to hit some spells. Parination on their Armament Dragon. Are you kidding? And that even beats my Death Begets. I cannot believe these losses. This is incredible. Oh. This is so frustrating. But this is exactly what I was talking about. If I play against other big decks and not the more aggressive decks, I can lose to the bomb since I'm more synergy based than bombs based. Well, Taigum doesn't really do much here. I'm gonna die before anything gets off of suspend, so. Yeah. I mean, my only chance is that they attack with the Armament Dragon, and maybe the Kotis can get in. That's funny. If I drop Death Begets, both players will keep one of their creatures. Actually, you know what? If I draw my Keru and I give Kotis flying, we might have a chance. That's so actually, no, this is huge. This is a great draw. Because that wipes their board of blockers, and then I get to Kotis for 4. Hold up. A 3 lands and a 5-drop! You have to be kidding me, dude. Okay. At least we hit some spells there. What if I should have used Sarkhan's Resolve to hit for 7? Oh, wait, what is the wording on this? Oh, God. So I actually need to blow up the roiling here. That's funny. Because it's their roiling, not mine. I lose on a removal spell to the Stormbrood, but what can you do? Last card's a Pierce. I mean, just dumb. Again, that was another good but stupid game. Ugh. At least Kotis did stuff. Yeah, I wonder. Maybe I'm supposed to have Sarkhan's Resolve. You know what? I'm gonna consider that a mistake that I didn't Sarkhan's Resolve there. My Kotis. Because if I do that, I not only get to dig 3 deeper, I get to cast anything that costs 7 or less. So I would have hit the Sagu Wildling, for example. That would have bought us an extra turn. Yeah, that... You know what? That game might have been winnable. Because I couldn't Sarkhan's Resolve their creature anyways. I'm willing to consider that one a punt. It was a good but stupid game indeed. Yeah, for sure. Okay, on the draw versus a turn 1 forecaster, which means we are going to be playing against another dragon deck, which means, well, I hope we don't lose to better top end cards. They didn't even tutor with forecaster? What is going on? Do they just have all of their targets in their hand somehow? It could be that they actually have all their targets in their hand. Well, that's wild. So I'm tapping out of Exhale this turn, but I'm not too concerned. We're only 2 lands away from Death Begets. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, just keep attacking. Okay, do they have Ugin? Do they have Jeskai Revelation? Do they have Ureni? Which crazy card is about to hit? Riddle me that. I can pay the 4, but that is huge bait. Plus, I don't mind that being in the graveyard. Like, that is disgustingly large bait. Oh, by the way, that was a black dragon that they revealed. Okay. Oh, there's black mana. Well, now this is just lethal anyways. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Oh, God. Okay, I almost punted there. It's 8 damage. They gained 1 life. We don't care about that. We just Sarkhan's Resolve, kill the Death Gorger, hold up Exhale is still good. Oh, that works too. Probably even a better play. Turns out they had double Exhale in their hand. Okay. Well, at the very least, we faded the 0-3. Still upset about the first 2 games, though. Again, I think the second game I actually had it if I had correctly resolved on my Kotis. Would have hit the Sagu, played it, gained 3, gone to 9, and then actually gone to 9 and play the tap land. I would have been at 10, and they would have had the 9 power. I would have also followed up with a second dragon from my hand, like... Yeah. I can't even be mad about the second game. I'm pretty sure I just spewed off because I was mad. Play mad, play bad. That's what happened. That is a solid hand. Jeskai Monument. Another mass multicolor gamer, perhaps? Because usually I would say you don't play that card. Unless you can grab all 3 basic types, you know? Ooh, that is a nice one to blow up. Not today, Warden of the Grove. Not today. So I'm going to Sage of the Fang on the Surveyor next turn and put a 1/1 counter on it, because I think we wanted to get it to 6 toughness so that it can beat a Narset's Rebuke. Hey, Wooburg! Very nice. That is a strange one to kill. Because I can double the counters on the Surveyor. Though at this point, I actually don't want to add any more. Kind of want the champion of Dusan to die. Surprised we haven't played against a single Boros deck yet. They've all just been big multicolor decks so far. Ooh, Dancers is pretty good. Yep, okay. The Flesh Crafter. Oh, that's actually a little scary. They can turn all of their creatures into like Sonic Shriekers, for example. which would be how much damage? 4, 8, 12, 13? Yeah, I think I'm going to put this on the champion then. Okay. Was not bad. Getting the flyer off their battlefield's actually pretty big for Naga purposes. Now I'm a lot less likely to just randomly die to that. Man, if they relic here, kill my skimmer, make a 4/4 flying. Yeah, I'm still in rough shape. They go to 11. Actually, kind of have to chump. Oh, that's so close. This is going to be another game where I really need to draw a land. Yeah, I really need to draw a land next turn. Because I think their sequence is going to be Monument into setting up for the Naga. And I am dead to a cheap removal spell here on my flyer. Oh, not quite dead. But yeah. Yep. Okay, if I draw an untapped land, we wipe the board and draw a million cards. If I do not, we're just dead. I am going to draw Sagu Wildling again, and I am going to cry tears beyond belief. Please! Ah, damn it! I'm gonna lose a second game to being stuck with 7-land Death Baguettes. This is so sick. Couldn't hit a 1-time this draft. Oh. There it is. Good G. Well, what can you do? Besides cry, and try not to cry a lot. There were definitely better plays to have been made. I can't believe we went 1-3 with this. That is so absurd. Oh, wait a minute! Did I auto-submit 17 lands? We even had greater chances to have found the land for the Death Begets in these other games. Ah! I meant to run 16, I ran 17, but in fact, I was increasing my odds of hitting the 8th... Okay, this draft is unbelievably bad. The drafting portion was fun, the games were miserable. Now, I admit, there were definitely mistakes I made, and at least one of the games I could have won if I had played better, but still, what a frustrating draft, dude. But hey, this is exactly what I said would happen, right? Losing to the multicolor decks with stronger top end, like, though it wasn't because I couldn't beat it, it was because, yeah, either I punted, like on that resolve turn when I didn't cast it on Kotis, or I got stuck on 7 with a Death Begets, which would have instantly won the game. I'm sad. Oh, I'm about over this format. I'm ready for Alchemy to give us some other busted cards, and then after like 5 drafts of Alchemy, be done with it. But thanks for watching, friends. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. It's just, yeah, I'm ready for some change. I'll see you back next time.